Hi there, I'm Alex. I'm the owner of Cedar Garden LLC. I wanted to make a video talking about this thing that I've been thinking about a lot lately, which is whether or not you can be a Christian business owner with a business that is not in and of itself Christian. Now, of course, you don't want to be in an anti-Christian business. You don't want to be in uh, anything that's sinful. But standard business and just being a Christian owner and having Christian principles, you own a Christian business. And I think that's an important thing that I definitely missed, and I suspect a lot of other people do as well. That you can have this Christian business without necessarily being super, what's the word? Super intentional about what your business is about. And I believe that God has been talking to me about this a lot lately. You'll often think growing up, well, in order to please God, I need to be a priest. I need to be a pastor. And then you pretty quickly learn that no, you can do your standard job and be Christ-like that way. This applies to business owners too. And that's something that I definitely forgot about. And there's also an element of trust here. As a Christian business owner, your focus shouldn't be on money. It should be on pleasing God and being Christ-like and the faith. Money will come. God will provide. That's the end of the story. If you spend your entire life chasing money, but not God, you're chasing nothing. You're chasing a cloud. But if you chase God and try to follow Him, money will come. He will provide. So trusting God with that is important. But also trusting that God will give you ways to be Christ-like in your work is something that I am learning actively. And that's really what inspired me to make this video. God will give you opportunities to be Christ-like. Jesus once told a parable of 3 servants. One was given, I believe, 3 gold pieces or something like that. One was given 2, and one was given 1. The one with 3 took it out, invested, and then got back double that. And his master said, "Great job, good and faithful servant. Come and join me in happiness." Same with the second servant. Took the 2 gold pieces, doubled the value, brought it back to his master, and the master said, "Great job, servant. Come and join me in happiness." The third servant, who only got 1 piece, buried it because he was scared. He was scared that that he would mistreat it, he would lose it, whatever. And his master comes around and says, "Hey, what happened?" And he kicks him out. He says, "No, you did not do what you weren't a good steward of the gifts I gave you, or of the responsibilities, rather, that I gave you." And Jesus follows this up by saying, whoever has much will get more, and whoever has little, that little will be taken away. And this goes a lot against, when you hear that out of context, that goes a lot against the standard Christian teaching of, well, the first will be last and the last will be first. But that's not what this is talking about. What this is talking about is the responsibilities that God gives you. If God gives you a responsibility, if He trusts you with a responsibility, such as in your business, and you aren't a good steward of that, He won't give you more. So when God gives you an opportunity to be generous, And that is our responsibility as Christians. Be generous. When God gives you that responsibility, take it. Be a good steward of it. Take that responsibility on. And He will give you more. So if you're thinking to yourself, okay, I need to be more Christ-like, I need to reinvent my business to, honor God, let God do the work. It's all about trusting God with this. Trust God to provide the money. Trust God will give you the opportunities you need to reinvent your business. And ultimately, just make sure everything that you do is centered around Him. This is a hard lesson that I'm learning. And I actually kind of had it proven to me a little bit. I had been thinking a lot about, I think it was last week, about this, saying, okay, how do I make it so that my business, which is software, I write software, how do I make that Christ-like? I could make another Bible app or something like that, but how can I be Christ-like in my work when it's software? And then, as I'm thinking about this and driving, there's a person right in front of me whose car had run out of gas. So both my wife and I, we got out and we helped. We helped pull him off to the side of the road. And that was God giving us an opportunity to be generous. And that's really when it hit me. God will provide the opportunities to be generous. God will provide the money. What we need to do is be a good steward of what He gives us. Be a good steward of the money. And be a good steward of the responsibilities that He gives us as business owners, and also the responsibility of being generous. So in summary, if you're thinking, I, as a business owner, need to fundamentally change my business, or I need to wait to become a business owner until I can think of some sort of really good, Christian business. No, it's okay. If you have a good business idea, I, pray about it, think about it, but I recommend you do it. And be Christ-like in your work. Your business does not have to be the next YouVersion Bible app or anything. God will give you the opportunities to be generous. Be a good steward of that, and He will give you more opportunities. And before you know it, you're running a really, really good, God-honoring Christian business. So, thank you for watching. I'm hoping to put out more videos like this about being a Christian business owner and trusting God with that. And I guess if you need a timekeeping software, check out Freshtime. It's a really good timekeeping system that, I developed at Cedar Garden. So check that out if that's something you need. If not, God bless.